Technology can be a great amplifier for good, but it can also be a force that deepens existing divides. If technology creation is purely driven by the market, and we do not invest in solving existing social inequities, we could end up with having amazing technical innovations that leave the world an even more divided place. And that is precisely what is happening right now, and precisely what we need to fix. It is no secret that AI has permeated every corner of our lives. It's helping us design better presentations. It is helping us build better business models. AI is helping automate the more boring parts of our job. It's making software creation significantly easier. AI is creating art. AI is creating music. Simply put, it is having an impact. But the question remains, if AI is so transformative, what are we doing to democratize access to its power? What are we doing to bring the fruits of the AI revolution to communities and people around the world? Hi, my name is Manu, and I am the CEO of Karya. At Karya, we're on a mission to use AI to put rural Indians on a pathway out of poverty. This is personal to me. I grew up in Shakur Basti, one of the poorer parts of Delhi. Growing up, I saw poverty all around me, and I made a vow to make sure that my generation was the last generation that knew of a poor India. I also got very lucky. I have amazing parents who supported me throughout the way, and I got a series of scholarships that took me from the community I grew up in to Stanford. But unfortunately, my story is not normal. India has 230 million poor people, which is more than any other country in the world. And today, it takes an average low-income Indian 7 generations of labor to make $1,500 in savings. That's from a 2019 World Economic Forum report. And let me just repeat that. It takes an average poor person in India 7 generations of labor, over 200 years of hard work, just to make $1,500 in savings, which is considered the entry to middle class. This is obviously unfair. Karya is the Sanskrit word for work that gives you a sense of dignity. And that's exactly what we do. We bring dignified digital work to rural Indians, and we put them on a pathway out of poverty. I'll take 2 minutes. I'll quickly describe how does this work. Every year, big tech companies spend billions of dollars collecting training data for their AI and ML data sets. Unfortunately, rural Indians do not have access to this work. So we'll take the case of one of our clients, Microsoft. Let's say they want to build a language model in Marathi, which is one of India's 19,000 regional dialects. They'll reach out to Karya to collect this data. We will take Microsoft's big digital task and break it into micro tasks, and we distribute it to workers in rural India via their smartphones. For the simple task, we pay our workers 20 times the Indian minimum wage. Workers like Reshma. Reshma's community had no internet. They had no electricity, and this was, in fact, her first time ever looking at a smartphone. The first time she saw the smartphone, she said, "Is the sun god inside this?" Because she had never seen a backlit source of display before. I didn't say anything, but I had doubt on my face. A few minutes later, just 15 minutes later, she came back to me, and she said, "Why do you think this is hard? I figured it out." And she figured out how to use the smartphone, and she started a new job reading out sentences in her mother tongue. Our high wage rate enabled Reshma to leave her village for the first time, and she became the first girl from her community to go to college. Today, Reshma is studying to be a fashion designer in Mumbai, and AI enabled that. At Karya, that's Reshma. At Karya, we are reimagining how AI models are trained. Our workers own our data sets. Our platform is built on 5 years of peer-reviewed research. It is entirely open source, and it doesn't even need the internet. In just the last 1 year, over 32,000 workers in 24 states across India have completed 35 million paid digital tasks on the platform. The opportunity here is so exciting. Millions of rural Indians have access to a bank account and a smartphone. The digital transformation is real. Yet rural India remains among the world's poorest areas. At Karya, we've assembled a team, you can see them behind me, of amazing rock stars who make our work possible. A Karya worker today can make the same amount of money, that $1,500 we discussed at the beginning, in less than 1 year. From 7 generations down to 1 year, at Karya, our goal is to dramatically accelerate social mobility in rural India, and AI makes that possible. Most excitingly, we're not the only ones, not even far from two, that are working on this. Earlier this year, I was invited to the Grand Challenges annual meet in Senegal, and I also had the honor of being a part of this accelerator at the London School of Economics, where I met some amazing young people who are using AI to create social good. I met Amrita Mahale from Arman, who is using AI to improve the odds for new mothers in India. Amrita is building a large language model that will train health workers in rural India on how to treat high-risk pregnancies in their language. I met Karya from Rocket Learning, who's using AI to personalize early childhood education. Utsav's large language model enables parents to be better connected to what their child is going through in school and better track their child's education. I met Simeen Kaleem from Gramhal, who's using AI to bring critical information to farmers. Simeen's AI-based WhatsApp chatbot brings credible, cohesive, and critical information about crop quality, information about where to sell crops, and weather-based crop advisory to their farmers directly. And they work with tens of thousands of farmers today. The amount of good work that is happening in the ecosystem is both life-affirming and deeply necessary. Most importantly, AI can help us bridge the gap, the information asymmetry gap that still exists today across the fields of healthcare, banking, agriculture, etc. It is absurd to me that in 2023, information asymmetry is still a huge problem, that the access to information we get is dictated by the language that we speak, and hundreds of millions of people have no access to critical information just because they don't speak English. I want to take a step back here, and as we end our journey, I want to focus inward to the role each of us can play. As people with privilege in this room, we have the greatest gift anyone on earth can have. We have the freedom to choose how we will spend our time. We have the agency to decide what we want to do. And I often feel that we overestimate how much money we need to be happy, and we seriously underestimate how much long-lasting joy a life of service can bring you. I urge you today to think about ways we all can live a life of service and how AI can help accelerate that journey. AI represents a transformative technological moment. I guarantee you that hundreds of billions of dollars of wealth will be created. I guarantee you that new technologies will make your life and my life efficient. AI will reshape how we live, but I cannot guarantee you that that reshaping will be democratically distributed. It is up to us to make sure that happens. It is up to us to make sure that the fruits of AI revolution reach the communities we have left behind. It is also up to us to make sure that the negative consequences of AI don't hurt the communities we all care about. The last big technological wave was the internet, and that changed all of our lives. But 30 years since the creation of the internet, it is still not democratically accessible. Even today, 2.9 billion people in the world do not have access to the internet, and the gap between the haves and the have-nots has only widened. We simply cannot afford to make that same mistake with AI. We simply need to do better. Together, let's please commit to use AI not just to innovate, but to inspire. Not just to develop, but to dignify. And not just to advance our interests, but to amplify the voices of those we have left behind. Thank you so much.